So here's a secret to getting a nice, really good cut on your valley. So what you do is you first off got to have a valley square. Valley square is critical. So it can set on the last piece of metal. You can adjust that knob and get your angle right. But I always run a chalk line, and then I can set this to the chalk line. And then you can take it and you just transpose it onto the sheet of steel. Set it on there, scribe a pencil mark, and then I cut it. Instead of cutting it right at the piece, the chalk line, the mark I'm making, I cut it a little bit below. I'll show you in a second. So after I scribe my mark, I take my turbo shears and I run my I cut the piece just about an inch or so from the edge of my mark. Then I go back and I trim it with my snips. It makes such a neater job. This doesn't cut a very perfect cut. It's nice to just cut fast, but it can rip right through there. So getting over the ribs is kind of fun. Straightaways are pretty good. You can see how rough it's not too. So that's why I cut it a little bit down from the pencil mark, because this way it's a whole lot easier to cut with your snips and only have this little strip instead of the whole square that's left over. So it's a whole lot nicer cut. And I just take a little off the corner, a little point off. That way when you lap it over to the next one, it doesn't show a little point. And I take this and I cut it up a little bit too, just so that it doesn't hang out below the last sheet or the next sheet. And lastly, you let JR cut the excess off, because we just run them wild and then cut them to length when it comes to your valleys. Anyway, that's all there is to getting a nice cut. There you go.